nobody gonna outrun my boy right here. He's gonna do just fine in the fights, man. His style of wrestling is just, you know, the guys that take people down in wrestling and cut them, they can do well still, but it's not like the guy that can get just one takedown and just ride out another good guy in college in D1. Those guys, when they transfer over to MMA, you see them doing real well, you know? Yeah. You see them taking guys down, holding them out, 2-3 minutes, wearing them out, starting to punch them up, get them tired, and then get the submission, you know? You gotta have that endurance, that mindset. You're not gonna give him an inch when he's got it, you know? He doesn't give you a centimeter, which is good for me because I'm not used to that like that, you know? I'm used to it, but not at the level he applies it. But I get my days. You know, tomorrow's sparring day. I'm gonna have that payback in the back of my head when I go for the body shots. He's like, you wanna grind me out 10 minutes? Okay. But that's my roommate, that's my best friend right there. I ain't gotta worry about nobody grinding on me after I got him on me.
Dude, like before the finals, I know I hurt myself. I know I did, because as soon as I spin, I was like, ooh, I felt like crap all over.
But right there, I'm not cranking up, just holding it. If I fucking go rap, you're gonna have to spin. But if you spin your knee ain't right, it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Like, wait till that knee gets better, dog.
I can't.
I'm gonna have the big brother your ass.
Hey, now after he says this, rewind this back to the last wrestling practice we had. The last probably footage you have of me and him going. And then, you know, ask him if he's still ready for me to come back, because I reckon that day I was getting every single takedown. He didn't skip once, and I held him and rid him out every round. Remember the 10-minute ride out? I remember coming up to you after the 10-minute ride out.
I got out once in that 10-minute ride out.
No, you didn't get out once in the 10-minute
Yes, I did.
It's a ride out. That means you didn't get out.
It's okay. I got a little something for you. Next week I'm putting on that good old knee pad. Wrestler's D-Light. That's what I call it.
It's always good to review your sparring session to see what holes that present in your game so you can patch those up. But I'm more worried about the date I'm about to go on. So, see you boys later.
How are you?
No!
Going the wrong way.
You know that never works. Come on.
When I blow bitches kisses back home, either they go for it or they don't. But they don't do that weird ass shit this girl did.
Call you out.
She's staring at me like I'm fucking a piece of fucking Big Mac. So I blew a kiss.
That shit stopped working in South Beach like in 2000.
Jorge Masvidal, who I guess, you know, your friend who called him out earlier in the week. Are you excited to see how that one plays out?
Yeah, you know, it's the battle of the journeyman. It's an exciting fight. You know, the battle of the 500 level fighter. They're both. Let's see, Nate Diaz is 1-1 in the last 3 years. Jorge Masvidal is 2-2 in the last year or two. So it's the battle of the journeyman, the battle of the 500 fighters. So I'm excited to see, you know, who comes out top.
Hold on, let's rewind a second. So, I know Jorge is a friend of yours, but now you're starting to slag him a little bit. Is there trouble in paradise here?
No, not at all. No trouble in paradise. Have I said anything that's a lie? Where's the lie, Aaron? You know, I'm saying all truth and facts. If someone gets mad at me or a media member or him even for saying facts, then you know that you're living in denial. You're living in a delusional world. So, you know, there's no beef. He's still my best friend, man. We go through way back, Aaron. You don't know what me and that guy been through. We've been through so much together. So I got, you know, nothing but respect and love for him. He's my brother.
Yeah, but you called him a journeyman. I mean, a journeyman is still kind of something you wouldn't want to call somebody who's a friend of yours. Am I wrong on that?
I mean, there's nothing in my contract that says I have to be nice, and there's nothing in our friendship that says I need to say nice words all the time. We troll each other all the time, Aaron. He calls me all the time. He calls me shit all the time. He says things to me, you know. Maybe it's not on camera, but you know, we joke around all the time. You know, it's nothing serious.
Me, they don't want to earn it the hard way, and that's the American way. You know, I grew up in a blue collar family, and I had to earn everything I got. Nothing was given to me. I had to go out there and blood, sweat, and tears to get this world title. There wasn't some fake title that they put on the line for a participation trophy. So, you know, so these kids could be in their safe spaces, you know. I mean, these guys will never touch gold and the undisputed gold, and that's that. That's the truth. And they're never ever going to be close to an undisputed championship. So they had to make some imaginary, you know, participation trophy up for these losers. Actually, journeymen, if we're being honest. Look at their records. I mean, double-digit losses for both of them. That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. 50-50 records in the last couple of years for both of them. Since when does being a 50-50 in anything in life get you to a world championship type opportunity? It's ludicrous. And it just really just dims the UFC's brand, and they're just making themselves look stupid. So, good on the UFC for making themselves look dumb and making their brand look even stupider.
I know The Rock is going to be there, and The Rock is putting the belt around the winner's waist. And I know you're a big pro wrestling fan. Are you disappointed that The Rock is getting involved in this fight? I mean, is a part of you thinking The Rock should be putting a belt around possibly your waist, UFC 245 instead?
Nah, I could care less. I mean, let him do that. Let him go hype up these losers that are never gonna sniff anywhere close to the greatness that I've sniffed. They're not getting calls from the president of the United States. They're not getting texts daily from the first family. They don't have an open invite to the White House.
So I don't know what you make of Colby Covington. He is someone who enjoys being a bit of a professional wrestling heel. We want to play some sound for you here that he delivered, and we want to get the reaction from Jorge Masvidal. This is about you, by the way.
All he cares about is himself. That's all Jorge is a guy that cares for himself. He doesn't care for others, and he doesn't care for anybody unless they can do something for him. And I'm not that guy. I'm not going to always just do stuff for you and then be taken for granted. So, now I passed him up. I'm making more money than him. I'm banging harder chicks than him. I'm doing better in life, and he's just a jealous little.
That's from the Ariel Helwani show. Had you heard that before?
Now I heard the full clip. I had gotten like bits and pieces of it from like friends and text messages. And then I heard a soundbite as well before that one. And he was talking about how the sport is selfish. How he's in it for himself, how he's got no friends, and that's why he trashed another one of our teammates, Dustin Poirier, before his fight, So him saying that stuff about me is like contradicting that, but you just said that's okay because we're in an individual sport. And that's not true. Also, he ripped off my coach. It was his coach. We were with him till his title fight. After he won the title, he owed him a certain amount of money. Didn't pay him. I said, if you don't pay him, I'm going to F you up. My coach got in between it. Doesn't have to be like this. Let it slide, blah, blah, blah. Since then, I ain't talked to the dude. It's been about, I don't know when he won the title, a year and some change. And it is what it is, man. All these words, they do have consequences with me because this guy used to sleep in my couch, used to eat off me because I was the ones with the sponsors. He was just still relatively an amateur, and I was helping this guy out. So it hurts that he would do that in a way just for a like on Facebook, just for a retweet on Twitter. He's doing that to do this to get me and you to talk about him. But it's happened already, and I'm from Miami, so I can't let my city down. I can't let this punk come in here talking. He'll be in the gym. I'll walk in the gym. Guess who leaves right away through the back door? Take a wild guess, everybody.
You were in studio on my show back in 2016. I don't know if you remember. You were here to watch the NCAA wrestling tournament. Mm-hmm. And we actually talked a lot. I just listened to the interview again just to remind me of what we talked about. We talked a lot about your roommate, your friend. And the Bisping photo makes me think that this makes me sad that you and Colby are beefing. This makes me sad. You guys were boys. You spoke so highly of him in that interview. I don't know if you remember, but going to Taco Bell late at night.
Yeah. I mean, we me and this individual shared a lot of memories,
Yeah, you guys were real friends.
At some point, I would have considered us real friends. Knowing that he'd take to the internet or online to bash me when I had never bashed him, and he just took to bashing it, whether it be for a Facebook like or maybe he's gonna get 10 more pay-per-view buys when we do fight. If you would sell out our friendship like that so quick, we never had a friendship. It was all fake. I thought we had a friendship, but I could see from your end to mine, we were never cool, man. You were just using me or whatever the hell, sleeping on my couch. Obviously, you already knew who I was, so how would I get Colby on your show? I'd tell you about my boy Colby. I'd do it with other radio shows, So I just feel like, man, this dude's a punk, and then to really put the nail in the coffin, ripped off my coach. Didn't pay him money. My coach was training him since he's an amateur all the way till he got his title with RDA, and then after that, just ripped him off. When that happened, he died to me, So I really don't like to address him in interviews because nobody, the F knows who he is, especially if they're watching me. They want to see pure violence. They don't want to see pure hugging, So none of my fans really know who this dude is, So that'll be the first and last time we address that peasant on this show, man. But I thought we were friends. We never were. If for a couple dollars you would throw my name under the bus or try to say things, we were never cool.
I know you don't like talking about him, but the fans asked you about Colby yesterday, and you said something. What did you say? Because we couldn't hear you on stage.
That the universe is gonna correct that mistake via me. Our time will come. I'll dictate when. and then I will. A lot of people said, you included, I think, that what I did to Ben was a little uncalled for. No, it wasn't. What I'm gonna do to Colby's gonna be uncalled for, and I can put my life on that.
So, it's a toss-up, but I'm gonna go with Jorge Masvidal only because I want to be the one to end his hype and completely obliterate him inside that octagon and not go to jail for it.